Okay, there we go. Anyway.
First
Hi.
stream scuff. First stream scuff.
I just shut up. Anyway, hello travelers. Welcome to my debut. Really weird. Yes, Dan, you are hearing running water because it's raining outside. I'm informing you. Okay, well. Not supposed to be. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm still figuring it out. There's a lot of buttons. Okay, there's a lot of buttons. Anyway, well, hello travelers. I guess we will go ahead and get started with cabin news, like we will get started with every time the night. So, hi. How is everybody? Everybody's doing well. Yay. And today I have, because I like having this when I talk about random spooky things, it is a berry bouquet herbal tea. And I'm excited about it with a little bit of king sugar. Right there waiting for me. I also am working on a project while we're talking, of course. Hang on. I got it. It's fighting me, but I got it. Okay. So, this is my wedding blanket that I've been working on for only 4 years. Don't worry about it. And it is currently being made with the Pound of Love from Lions brand yarn. And currently being crocheted with 4mm, also known as a G-hook. I don't know what that means, but anyway. So, yeah. Anyway, I wanted to say hi to everybody because I have so many people here, and I'm so appreciative that anybody even showed up. Thank you, Crow. Thank you, Kami. Poppy, I will warn you before the spooky stuff happens. Don't worry, Poppy. Tori, Kiwi, Kev, oh my god, everybody. Marshall, oh my god, how many people are here? Jesus Christ. Oh, that's so many. Dan, of course. Arcus, hello. Wow. Oh god. You guys are crazy. Ferret Sue, thank you. Thank you for retweeting that thing earlier. And I appreciate that. We got Hollows here. We have Toast. Yes, of course, I will give you a spooky warning, Poppy. Anyway. So, I guess we'll go ahead and get started then. Anyway. Okay, where are we? Let me see. Where are we? What is our story for this evening? So, our story for this evening is going to be about Old Alton Bridge, also known as Goatman. So, does anybody know about this bridge at all? Totally fine if nobody does. That's the whole point of talking. Like, literally. Oh, by the way, I'm doing a half double crochet. This is the border. Yes, Tori, yes. I have seen a few things about it, and that's why I wanted to do it, because it's a fun, spooky ghost story for October. I mean, fun, why not? Anyway. You do know the Goat Bridge, Dev? Yes. Yes. Okay, so let's talk about this bridge, because this bridge is just kind of a weird bridge, right? So, let me see if it'll work. Eh, work? Oh my god, it worked. I'm not shocked. Don't worry about it. So, this is a picture of Old Altman Bridge. Alright, and this bridge was built in 1884 to connect Benton and Cooper Canyon, Texas. Originally named Altman, but no longer exists. So basically, this bridge, the sole purpose of it was to get you from this small Texas town to this small Texas town. That was the exclusive point of this bridge. And so, it's small, it's only meant to carry horses because it's built in 1884. Don't got no cars. Now, of course, later on, as we did get cars, they reinforced it, but the problem is that it's a small fucking bridge. Okay? So, it's a single wide, so basically cars had to stop at this end of the bridge and go beep beep to let anybody else on this side of the bridge know, hey, there's a car coming through, don't fucking boosh in the middle of a bridge, okay? So, that worked for a very good long bit. It worked for a good long 100 years or so. Until 2001 when they were like, nah, we're not going to do this anymore. The bridges isn't working, it's old, and it's going to cause a problem. So, cars are no longer allowed on there, so if you drive your car out there, you're not going to be able to do anything on this fucking bridge. So don't even try. So, and at that point, Old Altman Bridge became just a hiking trail. Go on the bridge, you take a pretty picture. And that's what you did. Alright, Poppy, this is your time. I love you, Poppy. Thank you for showing up. Now go shoot. It's gonna get scary. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Love you. Choo-choo. So. Alright, bye-bye. Bye-bye, Poppy. Okay, so why are we talking about this stupid bridge, right? It's a nice bridge. Ooh, right? Let me look at that. That's very hikeable bridge. So, it's called the Old Altman Bridge, but it is also called Goatman Bridge, okay? Now, why in the hell is it called Goatman Bridge? The peggable bridge. I mean, maybe. Depends on how big your peg is. So, this is the most famous history about this bridge. So, it's a cute little bridge, whatever. So, here is where we also will have some trigger warning about this bridge. Everybody beware. So, we are going to talk about some racism today, which is super fun. Not fun at all, actually. It's terrible. Racism, some death, a little bit of murder. You know, your usual why I'm talking about a spooky bridge. So everybody keep that in mind. If you get offended easily, I would find something else to watch. Okay, so here's what the legend says. So it says an African American man named Oscar had the best goat farm across the bridge. So basically, the town over here had a couple of farms over here, and one of them was from this guy named Oscar. Oscar had the best goat farm known to man, basically in that area, okay? Now, this was during 1900s, 1930-ish, depends on who you ask. Somewhere between 1901 and 1930. So, Oscar had placed a sign on this bridge. And it looks like a great place to place a sign. And it says, "This way to Goatman." so that everybody would know where to get the best goats. Get the best goats from the Goatman named Oscar. And he had become quite a popular fellow at this point because everybody knew him by his great goats. He always gave you a deal, great guy. Now, of course, some people don't particularly like that. So, the group, how do I put this so I won't get violated? The group with 3 letters, the Schmooshmucks man, okay, if you get my drift, did not appreciate Oscar, a black man, being very successful. Very sad. The Triple K, yes, thank you, Dad. So everybody knows, and that they're such a terrible group of people, and they just did not handle that a person was being incredibly successful when they didn't want him to be. So that group of people went over the bridge, went over to the Goatman's farm, Oscar's farm, and kidnapped him in the middle of the night. Which is just great, right? And because they wanted to teach him a lesson, they decided to take him to Altman's Bridge, because it wasn't old yet, but it's Altman's. So they took him to Altman's Bridge, where a nice noose was waiting for him. And their plan, I guess, was to go ahead, string him up, and string him up and do what they were gonna do. So they went ahead, they took Oscar, who was screaming, put him in the noose, and dropped him off of the bridge. Which, let me see if I can pull up the other picture here. You can see it's not like not a big drop, it's a big drop. So they went ahead and pushed him off of the bridge, expecting to see the dead man hanging and to have the great rest of their evening. Whatever else they were gonna do, I guess. Anyway, so they go ahead and did that, leaned over the bridge, and that's when they see an empty noose. Oscar isn't there. He just fell off the face of the earth. He's just gone. So, no, Jack, no. Sorry, my cat. So, because they were like, what in the hell happened? You know, and these people obviously being very bright as they are, not at all, not even remotely, they decided that what happened was that Oscar somehow managed to get loose of his noose and away from this gigantic group of people and slip out of the noose and just disappear. They assume that he probably ran back to his family, right? Because what else would you do? Of course you would run back to your family to go warn them and, you know, get them to safety. And that's what they thought was going to happen. So they decided, like the smart Alex that they were going to go back to Goatman's farm and to go to Oscar's cabin and, you know, set the entire cabin on fire. Just the entire cabin with his wife and children inside. Also, yes, that does rhyme. That, yes. Got loose of his noose, yes. So, in the midst of the screams and the cries from basically Oscar's family, they assumed they got him. All good, all set. We got the successful black man from being successful. Woohoo. So they go, and they go fuck off. and do whatever they were gonna do. Because I don't know, whatever they were gonna do. Hey, Gamma. And yes, it was not very nice of them. Very, very, ugh. And nobody ever saw anything of the Goatman or his entire family again. Just basically, they were dead. Everybody was like, alright, cool. We're done. And that was it. That is the end of the legend of Goatman Bridge. But how in the hell does any of this make sense, right? So, the legend is that if you knock on Goatman's Bridge 3 times at midnight, or if you turn your car lights off and honk 3 times, and 1, 2, 3, you would summon the Goatman. Which, look at this bridge. It's such a nice, calm, peaceful bridge. I mean, look at that. Beautiful hiking trail. This is the same bridge at night. It's creepy. It's creepy. It's pitch dark out there because it's pitch black out there because it's the middle of nowhere. So, because it's in this spooky bridge. That was the legend. Now, of course, this part of the legend is where it gets a little because that what they say the Goatman looks like is quite literally half man, half goat. Goat on the top, man on the bottom, right? And what would happen is you do this knocking, you summon the Goatman. And he will stand at the edge of the bridge, whatever opposite side you're on. Yes, Dev, yeah, they kept the good parts of both. So, basically, you would sit over here, you would honk 3 times, and at this side of the bridge, you're seeing a half man, half goat. With bright red eyes looking at you from the darkness. So imagine you're sitting there looking at that picture, looking at basically what you can see, and at the very edge, you just see 2 glowing red eyes. Terrifying. Abstract. Terrifying. So, the other thing that will happen is if you don't see those big, bright red eyes, you would just smell this overwhelming smell of rotten meat. Because he was a goat man, so what he would do is sit there with his rotten meats. Yeah. Yep. So much fun. Yeah, Tori. It's bad. Not fun. Sorry I brought it back, but... Anyway, and the other part of the, like, what else you could see is that you could actually also see between the red eyes, the smell of rotting meat. It would be the Goatman carrying the heads of goats or humans alike. Depends on what you saw that night. How pissed off he was that you had summoned him onto his bridge where he was supposed to die. Which, I mean, fair. You know, if I got tossed off of a bridge, I would also be pretty pissed. Not gonna lie. But of course, you know, when you have a tragedy, you are experiencing a tragedy, and there is going to be what the heck? So when there's a tragedy and multiple lives are lost, you are going to experience, most likely, multiple lives are stuck in limbo. Which is, you know, very sad, of course. So, with that, so the other thing that will happen, let's not forget that it wasn't only Oscar's life that was lost that night. It was also his wife and his children. Could not find the name of the wife or the kids. That, eh, that happens. You checked. You never seem to find the wife's name. But, 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 what have you? So what you will also have seen is even if you don't want to summon the Goatman onto his bridge, you will oftentimes see Oscar's wife, a woman in white, walking around desperately looking for children. Because she was in the cabin with her kids when it got burnt to the ground. So, on top of all of those other things that you might see, it just kind of really seems like a spooky place that I just, wouldn't. Three Billy Ghost is slightly darker than I remember. Yeah. My cat is desperately wanting to stay up here. Giving him this. Yeah, Kiwi, it's sad. I mean, woman looking for her dead children, that's gonna be sad no matter what. So, it seems really upsetting and scary and everything else, and yeah, there's no there is no Oscar. There was no family. There's no records of Oscar. It's just scary story. But what the hell about the various people seeing these things? Because there's been reports. There's been multiple reports of this Goatman. And like every teenager in Texas knows. Most of the Goatman deleted the records. I mean, I've never really known the Triple K group to ever want to keep a crowd of what they did in the past. So, it could have just been lost, records gone, whatever. Most likely, a bunch of teenagers around 88. So, about these reports, what in the hell? We've got a woman, we've got Goatman, we've got all of these people who swear that if you go there, how many Florida men to take down the Goatman in unarmed combat? Well, depending on if you think it's Oscar or something else, that I think would answer the question. Because if you think it's Oscar, I'm betting 2 Florida man. For sure. If you think it's the Goatman, we're talking more like maybe 3 Florida men. But Macho Man Randy Savage. Hilarious. So, what the other thing is, because this doesn't really make sense, why would it be Oscar as a half goat, half man? When clearly what makes the best I don't think you can hear Hydra giggling in the background. But he's giggling. He's giggling heavily. Are you done? Okay. So, what seems to make a lot more sense to a lot more teenagers in Texas, in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, who have literally nothing to do other than stand around a bridge that looks really spooky, is that clearly it's Satanists. The amount of times that I have heard it's Satanists, the amount of times I've heard it's Satanists in any story, okay, you're just gonna get used to it. It's always Satan. I swear to God, no ever story. No stories ever will not have a Satanist angle. There's always at least one. I will be talking about quite a few others, but basically, is that Satanists, what they did, is they went onto this bridge, because clearly it is charged with some ooky spooky vibes. Okay? So these ooky spooky vibes. What about haunted Bed Bath and Beyond? Verb use. This Hydra. Anyway,
True.
you are, but shush. It's my spooky story time. Meh. So, because this place is clearly, like, it's dark, it's in the middle of the space. Bridges are also kind of known to have, like, portal-like activity, as you're going from one edge of the, like, of land to another. Very portal-y. Okay. We need to get a throne set up for Cozy and have it filled with random accessories. You have no idea how much I would want that. Okay. So, Satanists, obviously, if you don't believe the Oscar story, they went onto the middle of the bridge. And what they did is they drew some sort of portal on the bridge to summon the devil. The devil himself, of course. Why not? You know, why would we have a lesser demon when we could totally do the greatest demon, you know? Get the grand poobah over here, right? So, that is where the Goatman kind of comes in, makes more sense. With a half goat, half man, very devilly. And that makes more sense with for people, it makes more sense with the rotten meat. Like, well, you know, obviously the devil doesn't smell like daisies, right? So he would smell like rotten meat. And the holding the heads makes more sense for the devil because, you know, the devil. What else would the devil be doing? Right? Other than walking around on a random bridge in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, tiny Texas. That was all rotten, made me nervous. Hey, which,
You know who knows?
I don't know who Nurgle is, actually.
Liz.
But to explain who Nurgle is, I'm gonna, while I drink my, berry bouquet.
I think.
I know, taking a sip. It is tasty. It's, what is it, apple, cherry, strawberry, and hibiscus? It's a very nice tea. So, obviously since Satan makes more and more sense than anything else, everybody says Satan. I also just really kind of think, I think it's a creepy bridge in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, Texas. And I think it's a lot of fun to talk about spooky shit that might have happened. Because Texas is weird about creepy stuff. The South in general is really weird about creepy stuff. I don't know if it's the heat, if it's the environment, if it's the hurricanes and sudden deaths that all seem to happen in the South, but the South just seems to be super charged. So, anyway, I think that's technically it for the Goatman. What do you guys think about it? He just wants to spread his book. Yeah. I'll do more topics on the South, but you'd be shocked at how many, like, ones like this. I just thought it was cool that it was Texas. And I actually didn't know it was Texas until I started researching it. But it was really fun. Palkia, Texas for murder and Satanism.
Hell yeah. Oh.
Have you ever been near this bridge? I have not. Hilariously, I've been actively wanting to avoid this bridge. Because my whole thing about spooky stuff is I don't go looking for it. I never want to go looking for anything spooky because enough spooky stuff has already happened to me. I'm good. We're good. Plus, it's a hiking trail. That requires outside during the day. Because they do lock up this at night because people do stupid shit. Like try to drive their car on it when it's a 200-year-old bridge. Leave the goddamn bridge alone. So they lock it up at night. Bridge looks like old train bridge near my college. You know, I could totally see that. And you can even see the reinforcement on the bridge itself for cars. I just really feel like, leave it alone. Leave it alone. It's a nice bridge. It's pretty. Let's, not fuck with the bridge, shall we? Look at that. It's a nice bridge. It's a cute bridge. I mean, it just has some interesting history. Oh, and I don't think I actually said it, but this is Pound of Love by Lion Brand, but I think it's just purple color. I can't remember the actual color. Board on the bridge party. You couldn't pay me $1 million to do anything on that bridge involving a Ouija board. Tell me I would rather not. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm good. I am very good, actually, about that. Okay, but what if? Well, then that's, I guess, the question. What do you believe? Would you believe it's Oscar who's trying to get vengeance for the death of himself, his wife, and his children? Or do you believe it's the devil? Oh. Belief do have power. It does have power. It has a lot of power. And in that case, I don't know. I couldn't blame Oscar for being upset and trying to scare away people. Because he could very well just be trying to keep people away from a bridge that nearly killed him. Or, well, nearly got him killed. So he could just be trying to warn people away from it. Don't really. There we go. OBS disconnected and then okay. Well, that's fun. Yeah, I'm in the camp of Oscar's story, but it makes me sad. I don't mess with the devil either, but because that's just bad. Okay. I don't know why it disconnected. I apologize. Yep. Anyway, I don't know if anything good, but I'm in the camp of Oscar's story, but it makes me sad. I feel that entirely. Okay, we're all good. Are we all good? Tommy said challenge random dudes to rock battles. I figure they got time to kill. I mean, you're not wrong. That was a point. I feel like if it is the devil, okay, then I feel like this is a nice break. You know? Go mess around with some kids. Scare the crap out of them at any given chance that they can. And then just go fuck off in the woods. You know? That sounds like a nice vacation. But I tend to believe Oscar's story a bit more. Makes more sense to me. And why he's half goat, half man? I mean, if I could be anything while I'm dead, I would be something scary as hell too. Like a half goat and half man thing, carrying heads of goats, humans. Why not? My yarn. But yeah. No, I find this one is a good starter, especially consider that it's Halloween and spooky month. It is a fun story. It's good for the imagination. I came across this story. When did I come across this story? I've come across it a few times. Everybody loves talking about it. I think it's a great starter. And it's a great starter for me to get you talking for an hour straight. Because I don't usually do that. I'm a really quiet person. I'm a quiet moth, you see? But yeah, no, it's a good starter. If you've ever, before you get involved too heavily into a bunch of true crime and scary stuff, this is a good starter. And it's just a nice, silly lick. Oh. I don't actually have anything else. What did it go to? I know. Oh lord, more technical difficulties.
6 and 5.
In front of
The claw.
the claw.
You can keep.
He's just gonna stand here and ominously figure out why it's. Was it that?
It was the webcam.
Why did that break?
I don't know. But we're good now.
Well, at least it only took you 44 minutes to realize that.
I'm sorry.
What a great mod, by God.
I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm supposed to move. I'm supposed to jump up and down. This is my new, my new thing. So the overall design that I came up with, which obviously, Hollow Point Art, which I'm not sure if he's still, but Hollow Point Art was is the person who did my PNG. Dan Chaotic Entertainment actually got the background for me. He made the background using a program which I don't understand, but he did it, and I appreciate that he did it. And the whole point and concept of this was just that it was a spooky cabin that if you got stuck in the middle of the woods, you would definitely walk into without you realizing exactly what you're getting yourself into. What you're getting yourself into, being told a spooky story and listening to a moth talk for a while. I don't know what's going on. Okay. And yeah, so that was the basic concept that I came up with, was the spooky cabin in the woods. And I had actually talked to Marshall about my stuff a little bit, because I was like, hey, I have this idea, and he offered to do a short story for me, which I greatly kind of helped flesh it out. And then talked to Dan, also Chaotic Entertainment, who helped with setting this all up. And he helped me set it up so that it would be exactly what I wanted. You're walking into a cabin in the middle of the woods and meeting a half Mothman, half human hybrid. So he was able to set it up. So what we did is that we set it up so that the first teaser was going to be a radio broadcast somewhere from about 1960, and that was going to be your starter. That was a nice little appetizer for you. And then moving on to the second thing was that I wanted to have it be alright, so this is 1960, and then 1990, about 30 years later, somebody also gets in a car crash, because this is what happens. It's a slippery road in the middle of West Virginia. You're gonna have some rain and some slips and turns and crashes. And then the final video was supposed to be modern day. You come into my cabin, and I tell you a story. The voice for the first teaser was our very dear Hydra. He did the voice for the first one. The second one, the 1990s, was Dan. Dan did the voice for the car there. I greatly appreciate. And, no, he did everything. Dan was fabulous, obviously. Hollow was fabulous. He was a beautiful model that I created. And yeah, no, I've had a lot of support and a lot of friends help to get me to this point, and I really appreciate it. It's been more than I thought. Caffeinated but dead inside. Yes, that is my bad. It matches my feelings on the inside. Even though I'm not drinking caffeinated tea, but just herbal tea gang, yeah. At least for right now. I've been on a herbal gang, or a herbal tea kick right now. It is, what did I say it was? It was the berry bouquet. Also, hi, Ovi sent me. Oh, welcome in. I appreciate it. I'm still getting used to this is my first stream. Awkward. Word is out. But it's fine. Everybody gets awkward as hell on their first. Normal. Yeah, I'm at like 50 minutes. Like, anyway. I was gonna say, did you guys want to hear about what my next, I guess, a teaser for what next week is gonna be? And we'll try to make it so it's not as awkward next time. Yay! So, next time my plan was, so obviously I talked about Goatman Bridge. Bless you, Jack. Oh, he's got boogers all over his head. That's lovely. I was like, who's Tori giving me the high with 7 eyes? And I was like, oh yeah, that's V now. It's actually been super hard for me to transition from V to Tori. It's been really funny. It's been really tough. And thank you, Cutie. I'm trying my best. So, the plan for next week, next Friday, 8 p.m. CST, as per usual, is that I did want to talk about something that I do quite a bit, and I'm not sure if everybody is super familiar with it. And if you're not, well, guess what? You're gonna be by force, because you're gonna be here, so you're gonna be forcibly listening to this. Right? Right? Just making sure. You guys are gonna be here, right? Okay. I'm gonna be talking about tarot. I have been a tarot reader. Oh my god, how long have I been a tarot reader? Ah. And even then, I was learning tarot before I met you. We'll say near 10 years. How about that? Close enough. I have been doing tarot for about 10 years. And we will be talking about the history of tarot. Throughout the entire ages and all of that. I did an extensive amount of research. I'm very proud of myself. There will be no pictures, though, because I have my own tarot deck right here. So why would I get pictures of a tarot deck when I have one right here? So, I will be talking about tarot. We'll go through a little bit. We'll go through things, what you do when you're reading tarot. I will not be reading tarot on stream, only because I don't like reading tarot not in person. As my own personal stuff, though. But we'll be talking about it and going through each of the cards. And I thought that would be a fun thing to do. Because, like I said, it's spooky month, why not? I have quite a few others planned and ready to go. And we'll see how, after this stream, I might format just a little bit. And if I do, then that's fine too. We'll figure it out. I'm new to all this anyway, right? So I'm allowed to figure it out. I figure it out how I go. As I go. So, yeah, you're still learning. I'm still learning. I also talked really fast because I'm nervous. So, once I get more comfortable, I won't speak quite as quickly. And that'll be a benefit as well. It is a habit I will get. I'm trying to figure my stuff out. I do now understand why you meander on your story. Because, boy.
I think. Follow me?
Hey, but at least you have ADHD to follow the distractions. I'm kind of stuck here. Oh, I will say, though, is that, I am also using this as a, how do I put this? I'm using this as a outer discipline, because I have an obscene amount of projects that I'm working on. I am working on so many knitting and crochet projects, I am actually overwhelmed. If any of you guys ever, have done any crafting things, any arts, you all know exactly what I mean. I do this all the goddamn time to myself. I currently have this wedding blanket that I'm trying to finish before our 4-year anniversary, which was on Tuesday. So that's going great. Yay. I also have a blanket for my grandfather that I'm working on. Sounds like me with autumn hard work. I plan on doing 12 things, and I've actively progressed to 4 of them. Autumn yard work, yeah. Yeah. No, I've got, let me see, I've got 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 projects I'm working on. And none of them are finished. So I'm going to use this as the excuse. You guys are going to have to be my backup buddies. I am not allowed to start a new project until after I finish at least 1. And honestly, more like 2. If I can finish 2 projects and then start a new one, I'll be fine. Fine. But currently, yeah, I have 8. I have 8. Not 7. 8. half of those were for my neighbor because I feel more obligated to do stuff for them than myself because I do failing 2 people. Rev, you have no idea. The 9th one? Do I have a 9th one? Hang on. Tommy, you're making me question. I might have a 9th one somewhere.
What?
A 9th project. I do have a 9th one. God damn it, Tommy. You know, for the thing with that one color. God damn it, Tommy. I do have 9 projects. Fine, I have 9 projects that I am No, I have 10. I'm not going to count anymore. We're going to go with 10. I have 10 projects that I am working on. And I need somebody to kick me in the ass and not let me start a new project without finishing at least 2 of them. Because I need to finish... I was supposed to finish this before our anniversary, which passed already. I have... My grandfather's blanket needs to be done by Christmas. What project are we currently witnessing? We are witnessing my wedding blanket. So I do this thing where I make wedding blankets for friends. And it's basically their wedding colors. So, me and Hydra's wedding colors... Are you ready? This is coming. Are... white, purple... Hang on. Almost there. And teal. I know it looks green on the camera, but it's teal. I swear to God. Just trust me, it's teal. It's teal. If anybody says it's green, you're a fucking liar. It's teal. Anyway, this is my wedding blanket. I am only a pound of yarn left. I'm working on the border right now. I have finished the main part of the blanket. Seafoam green. I think that's actually the name of the yarn, and shut up.
It's hard to find teal.
It's hard to find teal. I think I actually had to do seafoam green. That's actually really funny. I think it is actually called seafoam. It was seafoam green, I think purple, like a lavender, and then and white. It looks very bright, but it's so I have about a pound of yarn left on this border that I want to do. It's gonna basically be pounds of yarn. Yeah. Like about 8 ounces. I think a regular skein of yarn is somewhere between 12 ounces. Somewhere. And whatever, but it's a pound of yarn. This is actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pounds of yarn. Actually, the entire blanket is 7 pounds of yarn. I'll post a picture. What was the word just then? The proper term for a bundle of yarn? Skein. S-K-E-I-N. Skein. I don't have a skein anymore. I have this. This is my skein of yarn now. And this. And, we're just not going to talk about it. I always wanted to learn yarnomancy, but Joanne's closed. Yeah, that was actually really sad. I was really sad about Joanne's closing. I did nearly cry. I might have actually cried and not told you. I'm not really sure. So... and this is crochet. I am crocheting, but... So this is 7 pounds of crochet, basically. Or, well, I guess 6 in amount that I'm working. So, I need to finish this pound of purple to, for my border, and then I can move on to my grandfather's blanket. Play crochet with a mallet. Dan. Same, I only ever bought a whole cloth and things like buttons here and there, but still a big piece of... Oh, so big. Yeah. It's... I took it out of the skein because the skein will not. For memories for me. Sorry, just comment. You're fine. But no, and the knots.
You mean
I do not need not master help, thank you, but... So the reason I took it out of the ski, because I was gonna ball it all, and then you don't really realize how much a pound of yarn is until you're actively trying to turn the skein into a ball. And I gave up like halfway through. So I've got this, and then I think everything else is balled or still in skeins. And we're gonna keep it like that. And hopefully if I can get under, maybe if I can get under 5 active projects, I will give myself a bonus and I will go buy some yarn. Because he puts new ball yarn instead of using ski. Yeah. Multi. He's not. Dan. Yeah. No, if I can get under 5 projects, I'll buy myself yarn, or I could start a new project. That's probably more what I'll do. Because as Hydra will tell you, I have a yarn addiction.
there's a whole fucking wall, dude.
There's a whole wall of yarn, yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot of yarn. I'm in trouble with the amount of yarn I have. So, I will, learn a new word and made it into a shitty rap lyrics in like 5 minutes. That's like a record for me. That's fun. Fun. But I can't rhyme for shit. And I apparently can't talk for shit. But as someone with a box of paracord, yeah, no, it's a whole wall. I know my friend Yesa Franken, who is a good friend of mine, he also has a problem with me. And I feel that. I feel that. I get way too addicted in craft projects. And I was really hoping that this would be a great way for me to be forced into actually finishing my projects and not just continuing to start new ones. Because I'm in trouble with that. And I think the other problem is that my cat really, really loves my projects. She likes to sit on them while I'm working on them. And that causes so many problems because I can't work on the projects while she's sleeping on them because it would be illegal as me, a cat owner, to deny her happiness. At least paracord is useful today. I bought Wise long shelf box and didn't eat unless I was literally starving. Is the cat in question orange? Because that sounds like orange cat behavior. She is a tortoiseshell with the biggest attitude possibly known to man. I think she might have some orange in her. She's technically part orange. Technically. She's just a princess. That's what we call her. The princess. This may sound weird, but the Venn diagram of people who buy paracord and Wise food is clearly circular. You know what? I could see that. I could totally see that. Orange. She orange bleh. That's what she is. She's orange bleh. Anyway, I am gonna try to figure out how to stream better later. Not today, but by next week, I will figure out how to stream more. Get it a little bit smoother. I'm fostering an orange cat and a gray cat current of recently. Both fit all stereotypes. We have a gray cat as well, and I'm pretty sure he's part orange. He has to be part orange. Okay, well, so like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and I think I'm gonna end it here because my voice is strained, and I never talked for an hour straight. So I think I'm gonna call it here. But thank you to everybody who came. I was incredibly, very proud of you. Thank you, thank you. Good first stream. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you for everybody who came. I can't believe anybody even showed up, to be honest. So the fact that you guys even here, wild. So anyway, I guess I will go ahead and I will get the outro going, I guess. Alright, well, goodbye everybody. Goodbye travelers. You may go upon your way. We're gonna go ahead. I think. Maybe. I don't know. Goodbye. Oh, thank you, Rev. I appreciate it.